Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Rutland. I'm going to tell you about the coding opportunities we have at Woodside High School. We have 4 years of coding, 4 different classes, and this is an example of an advanced student's ecosystem. We did this at the end of first semester where we learned how to use JavaScript. Lots of different kinds of animals with different kinds of behaviors. They can live, die, there's predators, prey, they can reproduce. And the little blue guys have arms that reach out and try to grab prey. This is another ecosystem by a different student. Same idea, the ecosystem is much bigger than the little porthole that we're looking through right now, but you can see there are dozens of different kinds of creatures. Some are flocking together, some are spewing out poison pellets, some have darts. They can mate, they can reproduce, they live and die. We have 4 different classes. The first one is Intro to Computer Science. It will be if you're going to be a freshman or sophomore, then you'll take Intro to Computer Science. If you're already in Algebra 2 or above, or you're going to be a junior or a senior, you can take APCSA or APCS Principles. And then finally, our most advanced class, the 2 examples you just saw were from Advanced Animation, and those students learn how to code in JavaScript the first semester, and the second semester they spend an entire semester all working on the same game. So we'll look and see at some other examples of games students have created using JavaScript in the Advanced Animation class. 4 different classes depending on where you are in math and what grade level you're at. This is an Intro to Computer Science final project. It's called The Early Worm Gets the Bird, and basically the worm tries to surround an entire flock of birds. The birds are flocking together, and the idea here is if the worm encircles the flock, he gets points, and if the birds touch the tail of the worm, you die. That game was written a couple of years ago in Java, and this is another Intro to Computer Science game called Particle Power. The blue dot is being controlled by the user's mouse. The red guys are trying to eat the blue guy is trying to eat the green guys. And here's another tower defense game. This one has cavemen or the towers, and dinosaurs come out and follow a path, and then if the towers are affected, the dinosaurs die. This is a game where bacteria and viruses are trying to get through the body's defenses. Again, that game was written in Java. And so we have lots of different game coding. This one is a game where junk food is trying to get to the child, and the child's toys are the towers. We do other kinds of games besides tower defense games, but this is just some examples that coding is creative, it's fun, you get to make games, you get to learn how to code, and you get prepared for college. You take difficult coding classes in college. And so these are just projects that kids have worked on over the years. Here's an example of a lab again in the advanced class. This is a Pathfinding Lab where the computer has to figure out how to get from the upper left-hand corner past all these obstacles and see if there's a path to the lower right-hand corner. This actually would take place in less than a 60th of a second, but this is just an animation, and there's the path that the computer found. Okay, so here's another example of just students having fun. This is green ball is just randomly moving around, and the red ball is chasing the green ball, and then all the other little balls are chasing the ball next to it. Some students like to create, so there's a little create art. This is a little art project that students worked on. I think this was in the Advanced Animation class, although we also did something like this in the APCS Principles class. And this is just using the computer to make beautiful designs and make different kinds of artwork using some of the tools and techniques that we learned. Okay, so now I'll just let some of the students tell you about why they code and what they like about coding.
I code because my dad got me into it.
I code because some of the most interesting problems of the day are going to be solved by coding.
I signed up for computer science because I plan on going into engineering, and I'm going to need a base in computer science.
I code for a challenge.
I code because the future is in coding.
I love coding because I like to solve problems and it's fun.
I want to code because I know it will help my future.
I code because it gives me a new way to approach and solve problems.
I code because I like making games.
I code because computers are the future.
I like to code because I like to create things.
I code because computers are a part of society.
I code because it's a challenging puzzle.
I code because they can change the world.
Woodside Codes!